Happy Mardi Gras!
Happy Mardi Gras!
Welcome to another episode of Tales from the Parade Route. Tonight we are joined by two of the lovely ladies of the Sassyracs. How are y'all, ladies?
We're really happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So welcome. So for starters, tell us a little bit about the origins of the crew. From what I understood through, I guess, word of mouth or whatever, y'all kind of came from the ashes per se of the organ grinders. Is that true?
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. So the founder of the Organ Grinders moved out of state, and we really wanted to just keep it going. Had a lot of girls that were really interested. We had an amazing DJ. The concept was there, and so we kind of put our heads together and we said, what can we make of this? We didn't want to keep using the name with the founder being gone, and so we kind of decided, threw a few ideas out there. I'll give you sort of behind the scenes of the brainstorming of that. There were a lot of ideas of what direction we should go in, and one of my favorites that thankfully did not make it to full term was someone suggested that we be the quarter rats and that we dress up like rats. Really thankful to have gone in the direction we did. But yeah, we ended up with the Sassyracs. We first paraded in 2021 in the 2021 Mardi Gras parade season.
All right.
Yeah.
So how'd y'all decide on the name of the Sassyracs then?
The organ grinders was it's a cute metaphor,
Yeah,
right? It's double entendre.
Right.
And so we were really looking for things that felt New Orleans, felt like it had the sexy vibe, the funny vibe. And we were throwing out ideas, New Orleans history, what's out there. And the storming of the Sassyracs was one of the ideas that someone brought up. And they said, here are these women doing it for themselves, demanding to be heard, and that was really the spirit of the sort of organization that we wanted to be. We were really coming back strong. We were coming back really wanting to make a name for ourselves, be heard, be seen, get out in the streets, have a good time. And so it just really fit well with the whole vibe that we had always had as a dance crew, which I think is loud, fun, sassy, sexy, and a little naughty. So it was a good time, yeah.
So, how many ladies are in the dance crew this year?
I think we're close to 80 now. I think we're close to 80. We just had. I should have double checked on this exactly. We just had, I think, 15 people join this year.
Wow.
So we kind of kept. We originally this season decided that we were not going to have new members, and then we decided that we would open it up to people that were recommended by current Sassyracs. So we didn't do just a full open membership this year, and we were really curated the people that we brought in. So I think we're a little bit under 80.
Yeah, and our crew is comprised. Most of the ladies live here. I shouldn't say ladies. We're a mixed crew. We're open to anyone who wants to join. Anyone who wants to put
there you go.
There
you go,
if
man.
you want to put these shorts on, you're in.
The crowd is not ready for
The costume is a requirement.
I think the ruffle butt would look great on you.
Very cute. Yeah, we've got a great mix. Most of the folks that are in the crew live here in New Orleans or the greater New Orleans area, but we do also allow for satellite members, and so those folks are people that are around the country, but most of them were in the crew early on. They moved away, but they just have a big love of being in the Sassyracs, really want to stay, and so stay in the crew, and so they do the dances, they practice at home, and they show up when they can, and we love to have them out on the parade route.
So are y'all doing new dances at all, or are you basically carrying on, some of the ones from earlier?
Mostly new dances.
Okay.
We didn't want to use too many of the old dances, so most of the stuff we have a group of dance captains who choreograph all of our dances, and those dance captains, many of them carried over, and so we've used some pieces from old dances, but most of the dances that we have are new. They're specific to the Sassyracs. I would say 95% of them, if not 100 at this point.
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering.
We've made edits, yeah.
Once I apply,
Yeah.
I practice because I can't always make it to the things. Do y'all do like a Zoom practice or something?
We have videos that we upload
Oh,
to
there
a
we go.
private Slack channel.
Okay, I'm good then.
Yeah.
And if you can't make, most people have to make 50% of the practices, but if not, if you're a satellite member, I don't know if we count Metairie as satellite,
No.
but
Full practice for you.
yeah, sorry, you gotta make half.
Yeah, and I think that's actually a great point is, one of the things that I think really distinguishes the Sassyracs and something that is really a point of pride for us is that we dance the full parade, the whole parade route. If you see us walking, it's only because we're switching between dances. So if the parade route is 6.5 miles and it starts raining and it takes 4 hours, we're dancing the full 4. And that's really something that we think we owe the audience. Like, the people come out to see us, they come out to see a show, and that's what we want to give them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it's slightly disappointing when you're on the parade route as a spectator, and you see, one of your favorite dance teams coming by, and it's in that moment where, they're not dancing, and it's like, man, I really want to see the 6'10" Stompers. I want to see the Sassyracs, so on and so forth. I want to see my favorite dance teams in the middle of, showing their, showing their goods. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that was one
y'all
thing.
showing goods.
And we show the goods.
Yeah.
Front,
They're out
back,
there.
side to side.
Like you say, it is very similar to a good high school band or something coming by.
Absolutely.
That is marching. And, I get it. They have to breathe, but,
Yeah.
We
Come
barely breathe. Yeah.
We do barely.
We barely breathe. That was definitely something that when I joined, so this is just my second year, and I was very particular. I've been in New Orleans 10 years. I'm from Baton Rouge, moved to New York City, so I already, and then I've been in New Orleans the last 10 years, so I knew dance crews, but I was really particular about who I wanted to join, and I was very picky. And so when I there's a lot of reasons why I chose the Sassyracs, but then I was like, okay, so wait, y'all dance the whole time? And so it's a lot of the building, like what we're doing right now, is just really getting endurance up for people that have been in other dance crews or not been in a dance crew, and it's like we dance the whole time. So it's that we get people there safely over time, so that we can keep people happy and keep ourselves safe. And
Yeah.
do I have any particular genre of music y'all usually use, or is it?
Kind of a mix of bounce, R&B, party music, like mostly, I would say mostly just New Orleans dance music.
I think we have we have the best DJ of any
do.
dance crew. That was also a big
DJ
thing
Fayard.
for DJ Fayard, who I knew for years too before I was in any dance crew.
Yeah.
And I think most of the other dance crews choreograph certain dances to certain songs, and we don't do that. So our dance captains are amazing. They listen to the awesome song that Fayard's playing. They look at each other and they go, they know what dance would go perfect to that beat.
Yep.
They get a second to get on beat, and then we all get in line. So I think that's really something special that most dance crews don't do, and it keeps me really engaged, because you all of a sudden you're like, that worked perfectly, that song to that dance, and it's new every time for not just us but for the audience, obviously. But
Yeah, and Fayard has DJ'd for us for so long that he kind of knows too. When we start slowing down, you come to the stop, you're standing there for 5 minutes. He knows how to calibrate the music to our dances. We practice with him a lot of the time. He's usually at the practices. And so we just have such a great relationship. And Katie's right. I think that is really something that makes us special, is that we come with a live DJ.
Man, I'm sure he's pretty good and all, but I used to be a DJ for dance crews, and I must say, I was okay. Mediocre,
humble, I like
but
it.
But it's true, though. I mean,
Very
I
modest.
get what you're saying, because, you can start to see the dance crew sort of settle down, and you pick up on what songs they really like performing to.
Yeah.
And then I would end up playing the same song several times, just because I didn't know other ones necessarily. I just did certain parades with them,
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was at the practices. But it's true, though. They do pick up on it, and,
Yeah.
they're helpful to keeping the spirit going.
Yeah, and I would say, there are definitely times where you're on that route, you're, coming through, you're turning on Canal, and you're winded, you're out of it, and then suddenly here comes Trombone Shorties, here come the girls, and your big arms, big smiles, because it gives you that probably, I wouldn't even say second win.
The
Fifth
18th win.
18th
Yeah.
50th win.
Yeah.
That's great.
What parades have y'all marched in?
Yeah, so we are doing
Tux is a great one.
Tuxes. The contract's in my purse. No, we've had the great fortune to dance in a lot of really great Mardi Gras parades. So we do Muses every year, Tux every year. We got invited to Sparta through the Mystic Crew of the Phoenix, which was just such a great relationship that we built up actually through our philanthropic connections. We were connected with someone who is in Girls on the Run 5K. We always perform at that.
Okay.
And she said, hey, I'm in Crew of Mystic Phoenix. We're joining with Sparta this year. Would the Sassyracs join us? So a lot of just communal relationships. Last year we were able to dance in Allah as well. We added Allah to our list. We also do smaller parades. So we just came off of Decadence. We did Midsummer Mardi Gras. We always do Crew of Boo and the Holiday Parade when it's around.
Yeah.
And then I think one of our favorites, which is such a low-key parade, but just a lot of fun, is the Crew of the Lions Club Practice March.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
all of the dance teams have told me about this. Initially when I heard it, I'm a member of the other Lions Club,
Yes.
like the Sight
the
Lions
upstanding
Club. Yeah.
ones.
And they were like, oh yeah, we marched with the Lions Club, and I'm like the parade out in Pearl River, and they were like, no, they're out uptown, and I'm like, and like once I started to learn more and more, I realized, oh, it's this big. It's basically like a bar crawl.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
it is 100% a bar crawl. We had a new member who joined, and that was her very first parade, and she thought the same. She thought it was the Pearl River Lions Club, older gentlemen out here, doing good works, and then here come these drunks on a barge, But it's the best time. We have the best time. It is a bar crawl. We get to dance in the streets, and I love those small neighborhood parades too. I mean, that is a lot of the charm of it.
Yeah, I think also it was a safe way I also was not sure what to expect last year, and so I think it was a safe way to learn how to drink in a controlled environment and still be safe. Be like, oh, I can't do this in a big parade, and then you're done. It was a blast.
March for them and a practice march
Oh
for
yeah,
us as well.
Yeah, you gotta. But it was a blast. Yeah, it was really fun.
It's one of my all-time faves.
Yeah, it was funny too because people have always said you would love the Milan Club, I think is what it's called.
Milan Lounge.
Oh, Milan Lounge. Sorry. Ugh. Anyway, so people had told me that, and then that was the first time I ever went there, and I was like, "This is." I'm like, "You're right. This I do. Yeah, this is my place." But
Like warm up your liver before Mardi Gras.
Right,
Yes,
right. Just
exactly.
give it a little jump start.
and get used to potholes and
Yeah. Don't.
At least most of the
break a-
parade
break
routes
an
are pretty
ankle.
good now, at least.
Most of the time.
Most of them.
yeah,
At least the main routes are pretty good.
yeah.
No, not so much. Well, until you march with Tux, and then it doesn't really matter if there's...
Right, right.
Because it's going to be...
I'm just like, I think
load of
every
stuff
year we've
anyway.
had someone sprain or break an ankle.
Oh, really?
So, I'm not sure what our rate is at this point, but yeah, I mean, it's part of it. We have. You want to talk about the cocktail shakers?
Yeah, our cocktail shakers are amazing. So they march with us, and they are. I gotta say, since I just joined last year, it's not a requirement to be a Sassyrac that you have to help handle and be one of our cocktail shakers. But I kind of wish it was because I learned so much being just on the sidelines helping out and seeing what everybody did. And our cocktail shakers are unbelievable. They literally save lives. So they're there. They're raking the beads out of the way. They're standing in front of horse manure. They're putting frisbees on top of horse manure. They're doing anything and everything to make sure we're safe. But I do just remember the first time when I was a cocktail shaker. I was at Midsummer Mardi Gras last year, and everyone just kept being like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Do you have water? Do you have that?" And I just felt so taken care of.
Incredible.
And then as a dancer, you feel it even more. So you feel safe and like people are looking out for you. And I think as a self-sufficient woman, home, and it was kind of weird for me to be like, oh, people are just here to help you. So yeah, but it's true, you need it, because sometimes people, their heat exhaustion is a thing, and maybe every once in a while someone might drink an okay amount, but it might be a little too hot. We have those people to step in and be like, hey, maybe not. Today's not your day, or watch out for this. So it's really great. We have a great team. We have a great crew, and we wouldn't be able to, literally would not be able to do it without them.
So you mentioned in the sisterhood within the organization, one of the things that both Kirk and I think is so cool with all the different dance teams is that sisterhood, that brotherhood, whatever you want to call it, between all of the dance teams. To where anytime that a dance team has a like a fundraiser, or like their ball, or even auditions, that you'll see all of the other dance teams come out in full force to support. And a couple of weeks ago, we had the honor of attending a charity event that y'all were doing with the blood drive, where y'all had, it had to been 15, 20 of the dance teams from around the area that all came out to support y'all, and y'all had like a dance off basically, to where everybody did a dance or two, and that's just so cool to us, that that relationship that y'all have with all of them. That you would almost think that it would be like the Sharks and the Jets. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, by the way, and y'all won the dance competition for sure.
Thank you.
Oh, did we?
Appreciate
Okay.
that. And
Yeah. Okay.
saying
Official
that.
judges. Official
I
judges.
want to cut you here in front of me.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. We practiced
y'all
very
brought
hard.
We did practice really hard.
Y'all brought out a pretty good sized crew for that.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. I think we just have all the respect in the world for every single dance crew that gets out there and does this. I mean, we know from experience it's not an easy thing to do. There's practice, there's money, there's time, it's a lot. But also, I think there is a real camaraderie of like being a part of this community. We get the chance to dance with all these crews, and we see them go at 110%. I'm actually laughing about Lions Club because it's like that's sort of intro to Mardi Gras for me. So it's like, oh hey, we're getting ready to go
Back to school.
on the route again. I really love it. And for the blood drive, I think even that has its own story. That used to be something that was our sort of signature charity event before COVID, and with the OGs. And after COVID, after all the upheaval, as we were getting back on our feet, it just sort of fell by the wayside, and the Rolling Elvi picked that back up, realizing that it was a really important philanthropic event. I mean, blood supplies are super low in the summer. Elvi picked it back up, and they said, hey, we're doing this because we really want this to happen, but we don't want to take this from you, and we want to make sure that the Sassies are really involved. And last year we didn't really have the capacity to do anything except show up because we were just rebuilding. We had a lot going on, and it was also pretty short notice. But this year we were able to partner in full with them, and it was just an amazing experience. And so I think even just them sort of like holding the space for us to come back and take that back on, and really to have that sort of like co-launch of a philanthropy or a philanthropic project was just really amazing. And honestly, a small story, but one that continues to stick with me of just like the love in this community is for our very first parade, Crew of Boo 2021, we had just kicked off again, and the crew of the Crescent City Fae came up, and they had brought us a bottle of champagne that their whole crew had signed.
Oh, that's
and
really cool.
they were just like, we're so glad to have you guys back. And yeah, it was really emotional. It was really sweet, really lovely, very unexpected. They didn't have to do it, but they did, and it really meant a lot.
Did y'all by any chance hear the numbers on how many
Yeah.
pints of blood or
Yeah,
platelets or whatever.
we're so short. We raised 121 pints of blood. So go give to the blood center.
Wow.
They need blood. They always need blood. Yeah, we raised 121 pints of blood for the city, and we also raised just under $2,000 for music and culture of New Orleans. So Macno, through our silent auction, we were able to raise funds for them as well. And yeah, it's great to be able to.
By the way, Mandy did like 90% of that on our end. I know that she got a lot of help from the LVI,
Yes.
but as far as I helped with a little bit, and a few people did. But that is Mandy's baby, and I thought also just seeing you host and not be a total mess, I was very proud of you. Like it's a lot of work that goes into it, and it was beautiful to see and also be a part of. But great job, thank you. And yeah, I think also a lot of times they get because when we do those donations, you can always donate ahead of time. Mm-hmm. Not everyone, can come out the day of, or not everyone can donate blood and then, have a good time and drink in the heat, so but I think we like inundated them that day. There were so many people donating the day of that, so it was an exciting moment to see that. It was my first year with the blood drive, so it was really cool.
Yeah, I saw the snake of people underneath the pop tent there, waiting for their turn.
Yeah.
And they had, 2 or 3
buses.
bus things out
buses,
there.
Yeah.
And I mean...
I know they accommodate 4 or 5 at a time each.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Been on a
So
number
good
of
problem
those.
to have, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was so amazing. And, for us, it's really cool, besides seeing, the dance teams working in camaraderie, that it's neat for us as well, because, the way that we feel about it is as we get to meet all the different dance teams through these interviews, as we see, all these different dance teams out on the parade route at different fundraisers and whatnot, for us it's like an old class reunion per se,
Yeah.
So it's it's really cool to be able to see, everybody working together and to make such a difference with the blood donations and the monetary donations towards towards the music community. That's real cool as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We're just happy and very proud to be a part of it.
do y'all have any other events like that are coming up soon?
Not coming up soon, but we do have philanthropic events that we do throughout the year. So as I mentioned, Girls on the Run, they have 5Ks throughout the year that we show up at, as do a lot of dance crews. They come out and cheer the girls on. So I think that's always close to a lot of people's hearts, getting out there and cheering everyone on. We also do stuff like we've done NOLA on Tap. We've danced at that.
Christmas tree project.
Yeah, thank you. That's a big one.
I wasn't able to do that last year, but I know we're going to do the Christmas tree project again in January to help with coastal erosion and bring Christmas trees to help with that. And then also we are working towards, hopefully in December. I don't know. We don't have, but anyway, we have we're kind of switching, and our philanthropic committee is working on something now. So hopefully we'll have something to announce soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of those announcements, where can people see those announcements? What's the best places to follow
You can see
y'all?
them on Instagram that I run, or our Facebook, depending on what you prefer. You can go to our website, which is just www.sassyracs.com, and then we're Sassyracs, SASSYRACS, on Instagram or Facebook. So whatever you prefer.
Yeah. Your drug of choice. Or all of them.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
we
I'm
might
not-
do a
I'm too
TikTok.
old
We'll
for
see.
Instagram. I just kind of refuse to deal with it.
Stick with the Facebook.
Yeah. We're there too.
Yeah, we're there too. Yeah.
So earlier y'all had mentioned, that this year it was kind of a by invitation. Is that typically how y'all do membership drives per se? Is by recommendation or?
Well, we did an open call.
We did an open call last year. We did an open call. We put it out to the community. We said, in this time we're going to be recruiting. We had some auditions, low-key auditions, just to make sure that people have a little skin in the game. They're coming out, they're showing up. Yeah, so we don't have a firm schedule for it. I would say initially we anticipated that we would maybe recruit every other year. And then as Katie said, we just this year kind of took a step back and said, we'd kind of like to flesh out our numbers a little bit more. We'd like to have some more people here, especially with a lot of people we had some folks that moved to satellite. And so we put the call out, but it was a closed call. And so I anticipate probably next year we'll do another open call.
Okay.
Do you have any number where you consider that the maximum? Because you're already getting up there.
We are. I don't know that we've really firmly discussed it, but I'm ballparking here. I am not speaking as an authority. I'd say where we're at is probably about where we want to be. I think when you get too many people, it just gets unwieldy. It gets hard.
I think logistically, it becomes difficult.
Yeah, and I mean, as Katie talked about, the cocktail shakers, I mean, they also have to keep us in line, literally and figuratively, but literally, they are standing down the line, holding crowds out, and there's only so many of them that they can be rushing back and forth, holding the crowd, passing out water, passing out juice, making sure we don't trip and, eat asphalt.
Yeah, I think I do also feel like, we want to have enough people that when people are sick or, that we're still, our numbers look good, but we also want everyone to be really into it. And as a newer crew, I think, I joined the second year of the Sassyracs. We're in our third year now. It's been a really interesting and cool thing to watch that some of the organ grinders, really stood up and kind of, took over committees and said, like, let's make this thing work. And then some of those people have stepped back and said, let's bring in fresh blood and let's see, what the, kind of newer people have to say. So I think that's also why we kind of didn't want to do a whole new influx of new people, because we're all getting comfortable, learning what exactly this crew is all about and what our priorities are and, what we're passionate about. And I think we're doing a good job of figuring that out. And when you add in all of a sudden 40 new people, then it's like, then you kind of have to do that again. And yeah, so I think that's, we're trying to kind of just get our bearings and get out in the community and be really proud of what we do and who we are, which we are doing.
And I'd say too, just something that every crew approaches this differently. We do not require people to march on a certain amount of parades. You pay your dues, and if you don't show up for any parade,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's fine, yeah.
So, we always want to have enough of sort of a bench that we can show up and show out at a parade. We never want to show up at Muses with 10 people. We want to have 60 minimum.
Right.
And so that matters, but also not having so many people that it's just, unmanageable from a number of perspectives.
So I have a two-part question for each of you.
Okay.
Out of all of the events, the parades, etc., that y'all participate in throughout the year, what is each of y'all's favorite event? And part two of that question is, obviously y'all have quite a selection of dance songs that y'all dance to. What is your favorite song to dance to? That when you hear that song, you could be, sound asleep and wake up and be like, yeah, we're gonna dance, or, you could be already well into the groove of dancing and it even still kicks you up a notch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I have so many. I'm gonna have to narrow that down. Favorite event.
Well, I will say, for favorite event, everyone told me this would be my favorite event, and I don't know why I didn't believe them. But everyone was like, Tux is the best. And I was like, no, I'm more excited about Muses. And I was, but I mean, we did get very wet at Muses, and these skirts do weigh about 75 pounds.
No to Muses, please invite us. We love you.
No. It was amazing. And in fact, the energy, I kind of went too hard. The crowd was so amazing at Muses.
Amazing.
I went so hard. I was like, I'm not going to make it because I got super hot. And I went so hard at the beginning because I've never felt more electric audience. but then I thought, I don't think I can finish this parade. And then all of a sudden, the rain started to roll in. It got really cold all of a sudden. And then I was like, whoo, new problem. I'm just wet. But I will say that Crew of Tugs was, everyone says it's the most beautiful day. You're going to love it. And it was. It really is like just a magical day. And it was, even we got stuck, and it was still like getting stuck. Last year was
It was
one
a
of,
Mardi Gras miracle.
it was so many Mardi Gras miracles. This lovely grandmother came and brought Sloppy Joe
Joes.
sandwiches to everyone.
Yes.
And I unfortunately cannot eat Sloppy Joes, but I took photographs of the whole thing, and it's like, you could probably make a photo album of just this sweet woman. I would say she brought out 40 full Sloppy
actually
Joes.
was-
She kept going home and
yeah.
coming back. She lives on St. Charles.
Yeah.
So that was unbelievable.
I
what
found her on Twitter.
You did?
So this is the
She's
only,
on Twitter?
Well, I think someone put her on Twitter. I went semi-viral for this moment. It really was a
wait,
Mardi
let
Gras
me see
miracle. We were
this.
stuck on the route because
Yeah, there was
Mardi
a
Gras.
breakdown or something.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it was a breakdown. Who knows? But we were stuck forever, and she just appeared like a Mardi Gras angel with
Truly.
this platter of Sloppy Joes and was just passing them out. They came around with drinks. They were offering us bathrooms, and Katie had some photos, and so I posted one on Twitter and was like, this savior. And I think eventually New Orleans came together and found her. and
You have to show me that. That's amazing. I didn't know that.
She's a beautiful, wonderful lady, and I hope to see her on the route this year. Yeah, I think I also have to say Tux. I love every parade that we're in, and Muse's the crowd energy is just insane. But there is something about just turning on to St. Charles and the toilet paper hanging from the trees.
Yeah.
And it always, knock on wood, is a beautiful day. And it's it just feels like Mardi Gras.
Crowd day between Iris
Giant
and
crowd
Tux.
day.
It's a huge crowd.
It is, and it's always so much fun. And for me, my partner, who's actually in the Lucha crew, brings my kids out, and so I get to wave at mommy on the route, and so it's always a lot of fun too.
Oh, sorry.
Tux has a lot to recommend it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Song,
I have
you have to go on that. You got to go on that. But
well, speaking of Tux,
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine who rides in Tux,
Uh-huh.
and he'll always see us on, that Bacchus Toth, Mid-City, Okeanos day. He'll come past by where we stand, which is relatively close to where, the parade turns onto St. Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that he does is he stops and he just looks, and he looks up at the trees, and he's like, yep. Yep, that was a good parade this year. Yeah.
Always purposely take a picture of a tree before the parade and after.
I can only
year
imagine.
Because it becomes like, a mummy.
Yeah,
a beautiful mummy. My song, I feel like I'm not going to choose right. There's so many good
there's
ones.
so many good ones.
And we're back.
Hey.
Okay.
Sponsor break.
Talking about your favorite songs maybe to dance with. I don't know if we got to that point.
Yeah, did we get, I don't know if we cut yours. If you
I have
want
no idea, but I can say them again. I have a ton. I have lots of songs I love dancing to, but I'm going to add a third since I'm going to take the liberties to from our break. So, Uproar, Lil Wayne, Pull Over, Trina, and then I think really just kind of our signature song is Trombone Shorty's Here Come the Girls. That version of it is just, I love hearing it on the route. It always makes me really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say there's so many songs I love. I can't think of them offhand, but I would say like probably anything that's any old school New Orleans rap, any big timers, anything DJ Jubilee, anything like that. But then also just Lady Gaga. I can't lie. Anytime there's a Lady Gaga song on, I'm gonna be dancing like extra. Yep.
Nice.
Well, I noticed your glitter. You guys do any kind of little favors, trinkets, balloons, anything like that?
We're working on that.
Yeah.
The marketing committee is we're kind of working on a special throw this year, but I will say we don't have time to give out throws because we don't stop dancing. So there's that. But I want us to get a signature throw so that our cocktail shakers can hand them out. And I think what we're most known for when we come around the corner is our energy. I feel like people, once you've seen us a few times or a couple of times, not everybody's seen us, since we are a newer crew, but people are like, yeah, I mean, they just get excited because we are 110% most of the time, even if it's raining, we don't stop. But I still think people do want to walk away with something. So it's in the works.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to getting mine.
Yeah. There's top secret item.
You'll be the first to know.
So, how'd y'all design y'all's costumes?
Oh, that's a good one. So a member who's no longer in the crew, left on good terms, but a member named Gabby Biro, she came up with the concept. She based it on bartenders, so Sassyracs bartenders, and really all the credit goes to her. She came up with a lot of the color scheme, the look, and so Katie and I aren't wearing our full costumes, we're wearing pieces of them, but the full costume is the black shoe, the gold laces, fishnets, the red shorts or skirt, with the gold inside, a gold top, a black vest, and a lemon twist. And the lemon twist is really the thing that we
We did our teeny twist today.
our little mini twist.
I didn't even notice it, but
Yes.
what it was.
Our new tagline is we are the New Orleans Mardi Gras dance crew with a twist.
All right.
So one thing I love our costumes. I will say that was one of the big reasons I wanted to join the Sassyracs. I saw the costume guideline, and I used to work for a company that made glitter, actually, and so they had a custom glitter, and I happened to get a behind-the-scenes peek of the costume guidelines, and I was like, I love all of this, and I just really loved the kind of vintage vibe that we have, and so even like our cocktail shakers always do a really great job of dressing up, and kind of anything from 1920s to 1970s. We're kind of somewhere Art Deco, but then it sometimes will feel like I love these socks because it kind of reminds me of like a really cool like basement bar vibe. So we just like to feel just a little old school, but we are new in our in our thinkings, and the way the fact that we are a very inclusive dance crew, and we actually are working on our costumes to be more fitting for more masculine folks. So that is something that's also in the works. I'm
looking forward to
Yeah.
the shorts.
The shorts are there.
All right, is it still going to be an option?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tearaway pants. Anything you're interested in?
So I know just before y'all came here, y'all were filming a little video for, I guess, a teaser for the Crew of Boo.
For
Is that
Crew
correct?
Boo, so we're doing a collab post with the Hampton Inn French Market. That is why I have very dark makeup on, although I often do. But I'm not goth in general, but I do love makeup. But so we're working kind of like faux spokespeople for the Hampton Inn French Market, which is on Elysian Field, right where everybody lines up for Crew of Boo and the holiday parade. And great spot. You definitely want to stay there if you're looking for somewhere to pee. And just a great place right off of Frenchman. Awesome for those parades. I and then another one of our crew members went out today, and we just kind of went to different places to let tourists know that are staying in town for Crew of Boo where to go, where to eat, where to use the bathroom, where to get drinks, and what to do while they're in town for Crew of Boo. I know I'm a Facebooker too. I shouldn't say that, but I'm like professionally a social media person. But now you know how old I am, and I'm in a lot of Facebook groups for tourists. I used to be a tour guide, and so a lot of people will just say, "Hey, I'm in town. Where do I go?" And a lot of people have been asking what to do for Crew of Boo for the last many months. So we are partnering with Hampton Inn to tell people what to do, because that's one of those things. Everybody said, "Where did the locals eat? Where did the?" Well, it really is nice if you know where to go and what to expect, because parades are unbelievable and an amazing experience. But as y'all know, if you don't know where to go, it can be a true nightmare. So
Yeah.
Prime
You
piece
didn't
spot.
give away our local secrets, did you?
I gave them all away, every
Come on.
single one.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Eat at Chili's.
Yeah, right. Yeah, reset. Yeah,
Stay in Metairie.
absolutely by the airport. No. Just a couple of them, but
We
yeah.
always share.
Yeah.
I'm on a bunch of those groups as well, so we kind of always they're like, oh, what balcony can I stay on Bourbon Street? Like, nah, come on, man.
I know. I don't even try. I don't answer those people, but I love people get all worked up. Like, you don't want to go out on Bourbon Street. I'm like, maybe that person does. Let them make their mistake.
A lot of them think that all of Mardi Gras rolls down Bourbon
Yeah.
Street.
Right,
It's
yeah.
like, listen, don't book that if you want to see this.
Yeah.
That's fine. I've done it. What the hell?
Sure.
But you want to go here and here, and I'll
Right.
kind of give them spots for, depending on the parade.
Yeah.
I mean, we go to everything. We have our favorite spots. I mean, sometimes we can and can't hit them depending on
Right.
the parade before it, but yeah, happy to share that stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like Mardi Gras in general, I mean, being from Baton Rouge, the times I came to New Orleans for Mardi Gras before, I was like probably a good enough person. I just, somebody threw up, somebody got lost, everybody's phone got lost. It's like you maybe don't deserve the Mardi Gras miracles. You get a little bit older, and then you find the people, you find the places, and you got to be on the right level. And spiritually, I think the city gives us gifts, but you got to be open to accept them and also to give them. So I think I found that balance, but not when I was 22.
No. No one has found that at 22.
I mean, we are a tourist city, and I think everybody here is just hospitable
Yeah.
in general, you know what I mean? Because we want you to come back. We want you to have fun. I want to have fun with you. So
Yeah.
let's do it,
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say on the route, the places where we really get the most energy are St. Charles, Magazine. People are on Canal. They're there watching it, but sometimes they really don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know
Yeah.
what a dance crew is, and so yeah, it's definitely the hometown energy, the home field advantage. We get just huge energy coming up those areas of the route.
Yeah. We were on Canal for Crew de Vue last year.
Yeah, it can be a lot of fun.
But like for Mardi Gras, it turns into kind of a tourist area, and they barricade it.
Right.
So,
You don't get the
You
energy.
don't feel in the parade as much there.
Yeah,
Even though it is as far as just seeing the parade, it's a good place.
sure. It's just a little bit different
Yeah, it
vibe when
doesn't
you're
have that same
dancing.
Feel at all.
They're
Yeah.
usually tired and they're not sure why they're still standing. I feel.
That's very real.
So,
Yeah.
so I really appreciate y'all coming on with us and
Yeah,
giving us a little bit of the backstory behind the Sassyracs.
absolutely.
And I appreciate y'all being out there on the parade route. All of the, like I said, all the community service that y'all do. It's really applaudable to us to see the great work that that y'all and all the different groups do to help the less fortunate and the projects in the city that need help. So thank y'all again.
Yeah, thank you so much for
you.
having us.
Thanks for having us.
Had a ball.
Yeah. So
Stay sassy.
yeah. Stay sassy and signing out. We will see you on the route.